Hi, I'm Dennis Lee, owner-operator of TelcoGuide and have been installing and engineering in the telecom industry for 35 years. Today we're here to tell you about our new product that we've developed called TelcoGuide, the best fiber trough system that's available today. First of all, let's start with the tools required to do this assembly. First of all, we have a hacksaw with a 9-inch blade. We're assembling 4-inch TelcoGuide today, so the 9-inch blade will give you plenty to cut that. We have a marker, an adjustable wrench, a channel lock, and a tape measure. Here is the associated hardware pieces, an assembled hanger. Then we have the TelcoGuide hanger, the cable ladder hanger, all thread and nuts that go with that kit. Here we have a horizontal T. This is for our cross aisle. We have a downspout. These go on each side of the rack that we're feeding fiber to. And here we have a pre-assembled 45 piece. This is what we use at the end of the lineup. Each of these pieces have the splices. You can see that they're very simple to use. That's why we don't need any extra tools. They're just put together by hand with your fingers. We also have a transition from our brand X that we're connecting to our TelcoGuide, and our nuts that we're using to put that together. And then we have our straight section. Okay, first of all, we're going to show you how to put together the hanger kits. This all thread is pre-cut at 8.5 inches. This is a standard length for going to put your TelcoGuide underneath a ladder, so you have plenty of space to run your fibers underneath. These are the cable ladder brackets. Really nothing to it. If you played with Lincoln Logs or Tinker Toys when you were a kid, you can do this, because that's it, and you're ready to hang it onto the cable ladder. From our assembled bracket kit, we're up here above the racks, putting them on our cable ladder. So there's the bracket, it just slides in. We're placing it in about the center of the rack, and we're just going to hand tighten it for right now. As you see, your TelcoGuide will go above the rack's downspouts here, 45 at the end of the rack, and then our cross section on. Go ahead and put up all of our hardware bracket kits for the system we're putting in today. And again, just to reiterate, we're putting a TelcoGuide system across these 3 new racks, which TelcoGuide put in, and we're connecting to a brand X guide system right here. So our TelcoGuide will make our cross aisle here, and then across these 3 racks is what we're putting together. We have our hardware kits up on the cable ladder. We're going to start assembling our TelcoGuide. First by assembling our downspout with our junction kits. These slide right on. There's no clips to mess with. They just push right on like that, and then you just snug 1 or 2 of these up. You don't want to tighten them, because if you tighten them, it pulls down on the other side and it makes it more difficult to put together the other side. So we're going to put one of these on each side. Now that we have both junction kits on each side of our downspout, we're going to slide our cover in place. And this has a little play on each side, so it just drops right into place. Like I said, just snug these down. Don't over tighten, because we want to be able to slide our straight sections in on each side of this with ease later. Now that we have our downspouts assembled with our junction kits, we're going to get our measurement for our straight section in between. Note that each section will be the same after we get that measurement we'll be able to use for the adjoining racks. Note there's a little tab right here in the junction kit which is the same of the inside, so you just measure from that point to the other side, which is 20 inches. That's the measurement in between each downspout. Okay, so now I have my hacksaw with my 9-inch blade, and I'm going to cut the straight section for above our racks. So now that we have our straight sections cut for in between our downspouts and the 45, we need to assemble pieces starting from this end. As I said before, these just slide together like that. You can actually tighten these now because both sides are on. So just snug them up nice. And then this will go on here. Just like that. And that is our piece for this end. And we'll be assembling the rest now. We have our TelcoGuide assembled. Through the first 2 racks, we need to put in our horizontal T with an additional piece to make that 20 inches. Here we have our horizontal T, and we're going to get our measurement for our additional piece we need to make this the 20 inches in between our downspouts. So right here in between junction kits we have 20 inches. The measurement that we need is 5 inches and 3/8, which I've pre-cut right here. And we're going to put that together. That and here. There it is. We have our horizontal T with the additional piece added to make the 20 inches for between the rack. That will be going up into here, connecting there, and then we'll have our last downspout, which will complete the lineup. So we're going to put that together, and then we'll put our cross aisle. We're now ready to put in our cross aisle piece. This is also going to include a transition to another manufacturer's fiber trough. We have several of these available depending on what other trough you're connecting to. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. This is going to another 4-inch fiber trough. It's as easy as that. And then these just tighten on, and then we can get our measurement for our cross aisle piece. Okay, so now we're measuring for our cross aisle piece. Looks like 40 inches. So we're going to go ahead and cut that and put that in and finish up. Okay, so I have my pre-cut 40-inch piece for my cross aisle. We're just going to slide that into place. Okay, so now we're going to take our twirl nuts and we're going to install them into the hanger brackets to secure our TelcoGuide. To do that, we're just going to lift this up a little bit. you can see, we got it all finished. We got our cross silo in. We got our transition from our other vendor in. One of the questions we have is on color. As you can see, there's very little, if any, difference in the color from one to the other. And everything came together very good, and no extra pieces, and we're good to go.